Okay, and you know what's funny is in the video this is like right here the whole time, and that's really annoying. So I'm going to try and do that and see if that will make it not be in the video when it's done. Because I'm like clicking on stuff over here and trying to talk, and I bet that thing is in the way. And you guys are like, what the heck? I need to be able to see what he's clicking on. So hopefully that fixes it. I don't know if it does or not. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go to our midterm project, which are already there. We want to go to our content browser. In the content browser, we're going to go to content, blueprints, and we already have our interactive cube actors. So this is sort of like a decision, like, do we want a new folder inside blueprints that are called like interactive cube, I don't know, colliders or trigger events or something like that? Or do we want it inside our interactive cubes actor? Actually, I think I probably will put it inside our interactive cubes actor. So we're going to create a new folder, and we'll call this, I don't know what we want to call it. It's basically like platforms or something like that, that's going to trigger the events when the cube is in a
Pressure
certain
plates.
spot. I mean, it could be pressure plates, but like the rotation cube is not going to have a pressure plate. But that's a good idea. That's good. You know,
trigger zones.
Yeah, maybe trigger zones. Yeah, we could do interactive
Sensor events.
Yeah, I like that one. Sensor events. Yeah, that's cool. Like the two hardest things in programming, for sure, besides math, but once you do programming a little bit, math is fine, is naming variables so they're not so specific, but also not so generic. You have to find like this great balance. That's like one of the hardest things. And then the other thing is like figuring out what someone else did. Like, what the heck? What did you do? I have no idea. Why does it work? You know, good stuff. Okay, so in our folder, we're going to create another blueprint. We've done this before. I'm just clicking on blueprint class. It's going to be an actor. And we're going to name this BP underscore. We'll do push. Oh, no, I kind of want a parent one. Do I want a parent one? No parent. We'll do push pull sensor event. We'll just do sensor. Push pull sensor. Actually, I don't know, I'm thinking about it. Sensor name is actually really good. Interactive cube sensors, not sensor events. We'll just use sensors for the name of the folder. Maybe I'll do a cool color too. Color, new color. Yeah, there we go. Can't tell I like purple. All right, so you guys a second to do that. All right, so we'll go into the blueprint. And we're going to get rid of the sphere. So we've done this before. We're going to go to our components panel here on the left, add component, scene, select the scene component. We're going to rename it to root and drag it on top of the default scene root to get rid of the sphere. Compile and save. And now we're good, right? No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to do some other stuff. So let's think about this for a second. This is more design. It's a musical sheet, image. Let's see, labeled maybe, labeled musical sheet. I'm Googling it here, guys. I haven't done music in a long time, so you have to forgive me. All right, this will work. So here it is right here, right? So E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. So so what we'll do is we'll just do 5, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there doubles? There's double E. Okay, so we'll have a problem there. But I think what we'll do is we will like position these already and like lock them. and then allow the player to sort of like fill in the rest, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to need 9 of these, sorry, 9 center locations, right? So the block can be moved here, 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 and so on. And actually, since what we'll do is we'll just make it be on the line itself. So we won't make them try to figure out F, A, C, and E. We'll just make them do it on the line. So I think it's gonna be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. So what we'll do is let's see, what do we need? We're gonna need a cube, I think. So our cube is sort of going to be the platform itself to say, hey, this, you can push the interactive push-pull cube on this platform, right? So let's shrink that down. Just hit R for my scale, shrink it down, make it long. I don't know how long I need to make it yet. That's okay, we'll figure that out. And then what else do I need? I probably need, let's do another cube. And this cube is going to be like the very first line. And I'm going to make this much skinnier to give like the player the idea that like, hey, this is the line. And I'm also going to have it sort of beveled out a little bit. So it's just going to give feedback to the player like, hey, this is the line, right? And that's going to be our center point. And the reason I say that is because you can see right now the location is zeroed out, right? Of course, my scale is all wonky, but the location is zeroed out. And since that's a center line, I can come back to this guy here, if I can drag it back over. That is going to be, it looks like B, right? So we can rename this one. This is going to be line or musical line B. I'm gonna duplicate that. And I can duplicate that by right-clicking and saying duplicate, or I can press Control W to duplicate. Now I want the lines to all be evenly spread apart, so I am not going to drag it. I'm not going to drag it. Instead, I'm going to, well, actually, I'll probably drag it first to get an idea of how far I want to go. So something like that. So you can see it's about 14.5. See that? So I'll probably just do all of the musical lines at roughly 15. So I think that's going to be okay, right? And then this line is G right here. So we have B and G. So musical line G. And I'm going to duplicate that guy. And then I'll go, and we're going downwards, right? So I'm going to go 15 more. So right now it's at 30. So I'm sorry, it's at 15. And I did the math in my head, and that's why I said 30. So 15 more would be 30. That one will be the, looks like the last one. So we have B, G, and then E. So this would be E. And I'll go back to the musical line B, select that guy. I'm going to duplicate that one. I'm going to go, instead of going plus 15, I'm going to go negative 15. So it's going to push it above. That one is, what do we have? We have B, and then D is in delta. So musical line B. And I'm going to duplicate that one. And that one is F, I think. Yeah, F. And that one will be negative 30. And now I can select my cube, and I can shrink the our bar. Ooh, I have made a mistake. I'm actually going to select all of our musical lines. In my case, my musical lines are a child of cube. Do you see that? So when I try to shrink cube, I'm also shrinking the lines, and I do not want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab all of my musical lines, and I'm just going to make them a child of root. And then I can shrink our platform right here without any issues. All right, so what else do we want to do? Let's rename this cube. I'm just gonna call this like a platform. Platform. I mean, it's not gonna do anything, but it's fine.
Wait, how'd you make them apparent at the for the music online?
Sure. So I selected the top one.
Mhm.
I held down Shift and selected the bottom one. That allows me to select all of them. And then I just drag them onto root. Now they're already a child of root. So I'll do it again. So you can see right here, drag on the root, drop.
Uh-huh.
And now they're no longer a child of platform, but they are a child of root. We've done this before with like other components we built in blueprints, right? Like the arrows and stuff like that. So let's do some more arty stuff. I kind of don't like that it's all white, right? So let's make a new material. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select, it doesn't matter which one, they're all the same basic shape material. So I'm going to select one of these cubes that I have selected that obviously we've renamed to like platform or whatever, right? So with one of them selected, I'm going to go to the materials category here on the right-hand side. And I'm going to select, and then I'm going to click this little magnifying glass, this guy right here. So find that magnifying glass under the materials category where it says basic shape material. And you're going to click that guy. When you click it, it looks like nothing happens. But really what happens is, the thing that happens is actually in the main editor, right? So if you're like this, you're like, I'm clicking it, it does nothing. I don't know what's going on. That's because it did it in the main editor. And what this does is it browses directly to that asset, right? So here it is. And you have to be very careful about manipulating anything inside the engine content, because we're now manipulating the default values, and we don't necessarily want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this guy and I'm going to copy him, or I can duplicate. It doesn't matter. I can duplicate. And we're going to rename this to we'll do puzzle game basic material basic underscore mat. And I'm going to drag him this new material I created by duplicating our basic one, right? Our default one, quote unquote. And I'm going to drag this one into our materials folder. Not the basic one, the new one we created. Right? And I moved it to my materials folder. And you know what? Let's give our materials folder a new color too. What do we do? Sort of like a blue. That's cool. Got a new color. New color for this one too. Perfect. All right. So here it is. Puzzle game basic underscore mat. We're no longer manipulating the default one, as long as you've duplicated it and moved over and moved it into your materials folder. So give me a thumbs up if you got that going, because I do not want you to mess up your engine default values. Awesome, awesome, great, 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 great. You guys are moving along real fast. This is great.
I'm still checking on part of it. I think I have it set up correct.
What are you trying to do? I missed it. Something, checking something.
On the cube creation, like we're just creating the material separate from the cube, correct?
So I have not done anything with the cube's material yet. All I did was click on this magnifying glass to find the basic shape material, which is inside the engine content of our content browser. You have to be very careful about manipulating anything inside the engine content folder, because it is the default. I mean, of course you can mess with it, right? You absolutely can, but anytime you go to default values, it's going to be whatever you just manipulated it to. So all I did was go to it, duplicated it. I'm not going to duplicate it again, duplicated it, and then made that duplication right here in my materials folder. And the reason I'm doing that is just going to make it easier for us to make instances of this and change the color. which I'll show you in just a second. Cool.
Okay, yeah, hold on.
Okay, cool. All right, so for all those thumbs up, what we're gonna do is let's first go into this material. So we'll we'll double click it, not duplicate. Go into the material, and we can see that we have our vector parameter for color. So we'll be able to change the color when we make an instance, and we also have this roughness to set the roughness value when we make an instance. So so we can close this. We just want to see what values we have available to us when we make an instance. So we'll close that guy. We'll go back to our main editor. I'm going to right click this puzzle basic game material, create material instance, and we'll leave it as puzzle basic game underscore mat. Puzzle game basic underscore mat underscore inst. And then we can do a color value. So I think that it'd be great if we did like a black. So, and that will be for our lines, right? So we'll have like our sheet and then the lines will be black. So we'll sorry, I keep saying the wrong words. Let me start over. We will double click this guy to open it up. Close this as well. We don't need that anymore. And with it open, we can click on our color here and we can change the value to black. I might actually do not exactly completely black, but very close to it. Compile and save. And now I have this black color, which is great. Maybe I don't want it to be so rough either. Maybe go, oh man, look, now it's like metal almost. Maybe I do want the roughness. I'll just reset it, figure out how it is, it's fine. Okay, so now I can go back to our blueprint that we were just at, the push-pull sensor blueprint. We can grab all of our musical lines that we've created, and we can change the material. Now, there's a couple ways we can do this. The first way is if you have two monitors like me, is you can grab the material in your content browser, and you can just drag it onto the material element in the materials category right here. You can see how all my lines have changed. So that's one way to do it. I'm gonna do that, and I'll show you a different way. Maybe you're on a laptop or something like that, and it's hard to, you know, because you're working on like one screen. So what you can do is you can select what you want to place into this element. So I'm going to select it here in my content browser. With that selected in the content browser, you can see how it has a yellow outline. It's selected. I can click on this arrow. And as you can see, as I'm hovering over it, it says use selected asset from the content browser. Is that what you want me to do? So I'll click the arrow. And now all those items have been, I'm sorry, all of my musical lines now have that item from the content browser. And you'll notice too that the content browser no longer has it selected. So that's really awesome. Does a cool job of that. So those are the two ways you can do that. All right. So if you have that done, compile and save. And let's place it in the world. So we're going to go to our interactive cube sensors folder. We're going to place it in the world. Grab this guy. That is our push pull. And we're just going to take a look. Is it going to make sense that it does that? Like it's going to move there, there, there. Yeah, I think that looks okay, right? And maybe I only have the viewport of the material, cannot find the mapping. So what you need to do is you need to right click the one you created, the white one, and say create material instance. I may have actually skipped over that.
I did that, but it's just I was having this problem with it yesterday where like some materials just didn't show like their
They didn't do this right here, no details.
So yeah, I just don't.
You want to share your screen and we can take a look?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me.
I know that there's
All right, and we're back. And this time it didn't crash, I'm assuming. Can everyone still see?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so where were we at? Push-pull sensor. So what I was thinking, and maybe you guys can tell me that I'm losing my mind, but instead of having this as a cube, maybe we have it as a sphere. And then maybe we also change the sphere's color as well to black. What do you think? I can't see any head nods. I don't have the thing turned on. So, but your
would
silence.
Would that
Go ahead.
mess with the collision?
What do you mean, like the line trace that we're doing? That's not
Yeah, would it
collision,
be-
it's line trace. It would, because we're line tracing to the sphere and not to a cube, right? So it would change that. That's a good question. But I think it would be okay because it's still going to be pretty big. So let's go to our interactive push-pull blueprint, and that's going to be in our interactive cubes actors folder. And all we have to do is click either in the viewport on our interactive cube or click on it in the components panel. We'll go to the details page and you can see that it says interactive cube inherited, but under static mesh, we can change it to whatever we want. So we'll change it to sphere. And it made it huge. That's okay. We can also shrink it down. Let's do, I'm going to click on this little lock right here under transform scale, and I'm going to do like 0.5. That's going to shrink it down to 0.5. That's still too big. 0.25 maybe. Where is all my 0.2? Maybe I went too far. Where are all my handles? I have lost it in my handles. Oh, they're there. Okay, let me click on the scan and shrink it down. Oh, it's even smaller, 0.1, 0.1. Oh,
I think it's
they're
shrinking
children.
everything.
Yeah, they're children. That's what's going on. Thank you. Yep, they're children. I don't want them to be children. Go back to being part of the root. See, even I make mistakes. Who knew? Who knew? Okay, now it should be shrinking them. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. 0.125. Let's see what that looks like in the world. That's kind of cool. I don't like the little handles anymore, so I'm gonna get rid of all of them. I don't like them. They're just gonna go away. Design and stuff. Okay, that's still. I think that sphere is a little too small, so let's make it a little bit bigger. 2.5 maybe. Oh, too big. Too big. 2.5. Yeah, that's okay. Maybe a little bit smaller. 0.2. 0.15. 0.2 is fine. We'll do it that way. And maybe we'll change the color of it too. As a matter of fact, we'll create logic to change the color that, hey, you got in the right spot. Maybe not, maybe we won't. But let's do change the color. So let's go to basic shapes here. We got that already. We'll go to our materials folder. We will drag in our new color to make it black. It's got to be a cooler color than that. Let's make another instance. So we'll right click our master here, the material master. We'll create another material instance. And we can do whatever color we want, of course. Gotta do the cool purple. I'll change the color here to whatever I want. How about, let's do purple. There you go, that's cool. All right, cool, perfect. And then we can go back to this guy, dragging that one. And now we have a purple ball. It's glorious. All right, give me a thumbs up if you're completely lost. You have no idea where you are.
Thumbs up.
Oh my God. Cool. Hayden's got like, Matt's got like 3 thumbs up. That's great. All right. I'll give you guys just a minute to get sorted, and then we'll move on. Okay, I'm assuming you guys are ready. So, okay, so now we need to do some logic stuff. So let's go, we can close our material instances that we created. We can close all those. We can close our push-pull interactive actor for now. And the only thing we need is the sensor. And actually, let's also do a little file save here. So we're gonna go File, Save All, or you can do Control plus Shift plus S. Control, Shift, and S to save all. Okay, so
real quick,
yes, send it.
when I test play it, I can't actually push the ball around. Is that normal?
It is probably normal because the platform or sensor. Oh yeah, there's probably another issue going on too. It looks like. Oh yeah, no. Okay, yeah, but the platform probably has the platform has collision, right?
Never mind, mine was clipping into the ground slightly.
Yeah, so if it has collision, it's going to stop it. I forgot, we need one more thing. So let's go to add components, and we're gonna need actually a trigger volume. So we'll do, I think it's box collision. Yeah, box collision. And I don't know why mine came out weirdly shaped, but I'm going to, oops, that's what I want. Yeah, that's what I wanted. 1, 1, 1. Okay, came out really weirdly shaped for some reason, but that's fine. Oh, I know why I did, because the oh man, okay, fine. Let's attach. There we go. It's because I made it a child of the cube. That's not what I want to do. So oops, 1, 1, 1, 1. There we go. That looks right. Why is it scaled weirdly? That's fine, I guess. Okay, so obviously we need to shrink this down. And I think the best thing we could do is actually, like what I should have done. Let me do this again. Add component, box collision. There we go. That's the right shape. That's what it should look like. If it doesn't look like that, you've done something wrong. So I'm gonna click on root. We'll do box collision. Box collision. There we go. That's the shape it should look like. So then I'm gonna make it a child of I guess line E, it doesn't matter which one. And I am going to the transform, the location category, and I'm going to zero it out, and it's going to put it right where that line is. See that? And then I can shrink it. So I want to shrink it on the X value, at least for me, so that it looks like that, right? And then I need to expand it a little bit. And maybe I'll also push it up, because I am looking to see, is the ball there, right? With it shaped the way you want it, then I can just duplicate that guy. So I'm going to duplicate him, but I'm going to drag him into the next line and zero him out on the location. So now he is attached to the line. Oh, actually, not the Z. Sorry, not the Z. At least for me, not the Z value. And then I'm going to duplicate that guy, drag him to the next line, clear out our X value so that he is where he's supposed to be, and then duplicate again, and then put that one there, zero that one out, and then duplicate again, put that one on the next line, and zero him out. So you should have a collision volume at every single line. Let's rename these collision volumes, or these box collisions, to something more appropriate. So we'll say line E collision, or line E. We'll do line B collision, line F collision, line F collision. We'll do line Bravo collision and line Golf collision. Cool. Compile and save. So I forgot we need that because actually we need it, like it needs to hit the collision volume, and when it does, then we stop it, right? How do you zero
it
out?
out? Yeah.
That's a good question. So let's say that this guy is all wonky, right? It's not where it's supposed to be. So I'll select that box collision. So I have it selected in the viewport and also in my components panel. And then I'll go to the details panel under the transform category and under location. And I just need to fix the X. So I'm just going to click on that and type in 0 and then hit enter. And it will zero out the X value for me. All right, who's got everything labeled, everything in the correct position, and ready to go move on to the logic stuff? Give me a thumbs up. Madison, with 1,000 internet points for being first.
Thumbs up.
Awesome. Dan, great. One or two more people. Cool, Matthew, great. And Mariana, awesome. Okay, so let's move on. Compile and save, I didn't already. We'll go to the event graph here. And so I need to think about, like, obviously it's an empty slate, right? We have no idea, like there's nothing here. And we need to think about what we want to do. Now, normally this would be in our design doc, but the idea that I was thinking is that, basically the player pushes the ball to a specific line, and as they're pushing the ball, a couple things could happen. When it hits a collision line, then we sort of pause the ball, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that. Pause the ball so that, like, hey, you've hit this one, and it sort of like snaps to that specific spot, and then but we still allow them to move it, except for the first and last lines, right? For those, we don't want them to go any further. And what I mean by that is, like, when the ball gets to this guy, right, then we want to stop it. Like, well, you can't go any further this way, right? Because that's the last line. And then the same thing over here, right? You can't go any further. Now, there's ways to do it without coding, right? The first thing we could do is add actually just another box collision if we wanted to. It doesn't matter. And I will add it to our root. Gosh dang it. You don't have to do this, don't do this. But the idea would be that, you know, I'm putting a collision there, right? And so like if the ball hits that collision, then it stops. But the reason this is not going to work well is because the ball is round shaped, right? And so, so if I move the ball, and as soon as it hits that collision, this collision right here, this big one that I created to stop it, it's going to stop here. And of course, yes, it's hitting that, but it's not going to look right to the player. It's not going to give the right feedback. And I can still totally 100% cheat and do this sort of thing where I push this out so that the ball, but now look, I'm like, oh, come on, move here, where does it need to be? And then I'm gonna have to do this guy, right? I'm gonna do another one for the other side, right? And I gotta do this thing, and then you're just running into problems, right? Oh, I didn't even compile, but you get the idea. It's just running into problems. So we're not gonna do that. We're gonna try and do it programmatically. Okay, so when it hits the first and last lines, it can still, what? Let me edit this comment. Edit. Why do you hate me, Unreal? Oh, it's because it's not big enough. There we go. Huge. We're gonna type. Okay, so except for the first and last lines, if it hits those, then it can go back. It can go back, but not further forward, right? And then well, we won't know. What else could be cool is obviously I don't have any audio, but it would be a nice to have, and that's what we call it in the industry. A nice to have would be play the specific note when hit, right? So I'll be like bing, 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 right, until whatever the letters are. You know, I'm not a musician, but that would be a nice to have. So the player pushes the ball on a specific line. Oh, another thing we need to do is do what's called an event dispatcher to the door that this line was hit, that X line was hit, and we'll need to expose the true line. So what I mean by that is that, so we'll send an event dispatcher that and I'll explain what that is. Basically, we're sending a signal to the door that says, open the door, right? But we need to have the correct note value. So we're gonna expose that note value and say, you know, so the designer can place a bunch of these platforms and not just one. And we'll say, you know, platform 1 will be the center one, platform 2 might be this one, platform 3. And so we just let the designer decide what notes they want it to be. Okay, so what do we need? We need to, we'll start with our top line here. For me, it's line E. I'm going to select the collision box and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and on the details panel, I'm going to click on component begin overlap. And we've used this before for the lights, right? Then it says we have a couple options here, and what we want is we want to see if it's a sphere, right? So we're going to come out of here. We're going to say other actors, and then we're going to hit the equal sign to get the you know, equals a particular object. Actually, I wonder, can I do with tag? Let's see, tag. Oh, that's getting all the tags. Actor has tag, that's what we want. We could do it that way. See, that would actually be better. Yeah, that would be better. We'll do it the terrible way first. Okay, so coming out of here, and oh no, this is not gonna work. It does have to be tagged. It does have to be tagged. Okay, so I'm fumbling through this. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna do has tag actually. Actor has tag, that one. And we'll call this the push-pull interactive cube. So what I've just done is I said, find me it, or sorry, did the actor that collided with our first one, is that one, does that particular actor have this tag called push-pull interactive cube? And right now the answer is no, it does not, because we did not give the push-pull interactive cube the tag push-pull interactive cube.
Does it also have to be a cube, or is it, if it's named cube but still sphere, does that matter?
We can name this bacon if we wanted to. It's just a tag to say, hey, find this specific, see if this actor has that tag. And if it does, then we can do something about that. So as a matter of fact, we can just leave this as push-pull interactive if we want. It's fine. So what you want to do is you want to either copy the text. So that's what I did with the Control-C to copy it, or you'll have to write it again. But let's go to our interactive cubes actors, our new our push-pull one. It's not new, sorry. Interactive cube push-pull. We'll open that guy up. Full blueprint editor is fine. And where is it at? I think it's under actor, the actor category. You have to expand it out. It's in there. Oh yeah, right here, tags, see? So I'm just at the top on my components, details panel, actors category, tags. I'm gonna click the plus symbol and I'm gonna paste in that tag that I created, that I'm looking for, only for the push-pull interactive cube, right? So now the interactive cube, at least mine, the sphere, will find, it'll be found when it touches the line.
It's a small wait. You clicked on the actors queue and what?
So I went to the actors category or actor category, actor, and then I expanded it out. And then I clicked on tags, and then plus symbol, and then added the tag value.
So
Actor, let's expand out, show advanced, tags plus symbol, push-pull interactive.
So does that mean we have to apply that to every collision box? Like all 5 of them?
I'm going to show you a secret. It's going to be great. All right, give me a thumbs up if you got this. And we can go back to the push-pull sensor.
All right, good.
I've
Yeah.
got the tag assigned, but for some reason I cannot see the components or viewport or event graph or anything. It's just the details panel.
Okay, so what you probably want to do is, can you go to this right here towards this window,
Yes.
and then go to load layout, default editor layout, click that.
Yeah, I did that, but it just pops up or pops the push-pull sensor out and then leaves the interactive cube itself untouched.
Okay, let me take a look at your screen. Let me pause here for a second. But that's okay. I don't care. I'll help you out. Okay, so what are we doing? So we interactive key, we set the tags. Does everyone have it? Give me a thumbs up if you have the tag set. And make sure I'm recording. I am recording. Okay, good. All right, we're back in business. Got some thumbs up. Everyone's good. Okay, let's go back to the sensor now. And Dan, you did ask a great question, which was like, man, am I gonna have to do this for every single one? No, we're gonna create a function that will do the same thing for all of them, right? And then we'll create another function that's gonna be specific for these two to say, hey, stop at that line like we were talking about earlier. So then we only have to do it once because, you know, programmers are lazy. Now you know, secret's out.
Can you not do a bunch of those like component begin overlap for each one and then just tag it all into the actor has tag? Or do that many noodles not attached to the same?
Yes, we can do it inverse, right? We could go, does this guy, does this one overlap with the with these guys? We could totally do that. And actually,
Well, I meant on that screen. So if you go back to the event graph where you just were.
Mhm. Oh,
No,
sorry.
on the other one, yeah. And then pull like from like line D collision. Can you not just blue noodle into the actor has tag as well?
Oh, you mean if I grab this guy?
Yeah, if I just, well, no, not necessarily that, but if you get another on component begin overlap, but for line D, can you not also put it into that green actor has tag?
Yes, yeah. You mean, can I do this? Then the
Yeah.
answer is no. The answer is no.
Shame.
Right, because it can only check the current actor that fired
Okay.
this node. Yeah, but what we'll do is we'll be able to make this a function, and I'll show you now. And then what we can do is grab that guy, and then I can just plug it in, and then here it is right there, right? So, so that's what we're gonna do. Oh no, I have done the wrongs. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, so and then obviously this is a branch, right? So come out, branch, execution pin to execution pin. Done that a couple times. And if that's true, well, let's see what we'll do. Let's see, we'll get the actor. Get actor. Oh no, we already have the actor. We want to set it. Sorry. Let's come out we'll come out of other actors. Oh my glob. Make this way. Other actors. We're going to promote that to a variable. We're going to call it current sphere, or sorry, push pull interactive. And it's going to go into the true, like so. And then let's see, what do we want to do? We want to stop that sphere. So let's see, we can do that a couple ways. We can let's see, what is it? Linear velocity, I think it is linear. Physics. Come on. Linear velocity. Why can I do it? What am I missing? I'm missing something in order to do this. Maybe I'm spelling it wrong. Maybe not. Oh, I am doing it wrong. Let's do we're gonna come out of our execution. We're gonna type in cast2 push pull. Oh, sorry, this one, right? Cast2 BP interactive push pull. And then we're going to connect the blue into this object. So this is an example of polymorphism. So basically the idea is that we have an actor and we're trying to convert that actor into the push pull because it already is, but Unreal doesn't know that it is, right? And then from there, we can manipulate that push pull. So now we should be able to do linear velocity. Linear, yeah, there we go. Get physics, set all physics linear velocity interactive cube. So physics, yeah, set all physics, fine, we'll do all of it. And we'll say new velocity at 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Compile and save. So let's see if that works. Who knows if it does? I don't even know if it's going to work. Y'all have taken the class into a whole new direction, which is perfectly fine. All right, so give me some thumbs up if you got that. And then we'll test it out. Sheila, oh no, Dan with an X. Matt.
Yeah, my Unity crashed, so I need time to catch up. Just give me like 10 seconds, I'll be there.
Oh, okay.
Which one was it? Because I have about 6 or 7 for set all physics. I've got like 7 cylinders, interactive cubes, lines, musical lines.
Oh, you're gonna drag out from the BP interactive pool this blue one, and then you'll do set all physics. Sorry, set all physics, and so all right, this one set all physics linear velocity, and then interactive cube. I'm figuring out Unreal is giving me a lot of issues lately, and putting me way behind. I'm tracking.
I don't see the Cast2 BP interactive cube push and pull.
You may have renamed it. You may have named it something else.
Oh, I had it. It was just about 16 other different things that came up with it.
Okay, I am going to test it now. So, where's my ball at? Did I get rid of it? Maybe I got rid of it. Oh yeah, I did get rid of it. Okay, so let's go back to interactive cubes. Drag one into the world. And actually, I want it to be, put it right in the center. And I bet the push pull is the wrong way. Oh yeah, it is the wrong way. Oh no, the game has crashed. Let's see, maybe not. Try it again. Okay, so it's rotating the wrong way. So we'll rotate it 90 degrees. We'll try it again. Oh, why am I? Oh, I'm locked at the wrong angle. We should totally make that an exposed variable. Oops, I did not mean to click that, Alejandro. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my push-pull cube here. We'll click on this guy and we'll click on our constraints. And I have it as Y. I'm gonna change it to sorry, to X. I'll try again. All right, let's see. That should move. Yeah. But it doesn't seem to stop. I want it to stop. So it doesn't work. All right, so we got to figure out a different way.
I had it the way you had it before, and it stops, but you can just push through the variable or push through that wall anyway. But it does stop, but it doesn't stop on top of the line. It stops before it.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's go back to our push-pull guy here. What else can we do? We have the cube. We can, let's see. We could do a couple things. What could we do? We could, let's do this. I have a better idea. Let's try something different. Let's go to our blueprints folder. We'll go to our first person character. We'll make some changes in the way that the grab mechanic works. So what I want to do is instead of the grab mechanic being a grab and hold, it's going to still be grab and hold, but I'm going to have a Boolean value there. And then what I'm going to do as soon as it hits the circle here hits the trigger volume, then I'm going to reset that Boolean value so it'll stop. It won't be connected anymore. And then hopefully the set linear velocity will also stop it. So it'll make sense, I promise. First person character, right mouse button. That's what we're looking for. Find that in your event graph. All right. With that selected, we're going to, or sorry, it doesn't need to be selected. What we want to do is go to our My Blueprints panel, variables. We're going to create a new variable. And that variable will be, let's see, object interacted, something like that. I think that's fine. And it needs to be the red one. It needs to be a Boolean. And I'll compile here and save it. And then I'll get the setters. And we'll connect like this. And of course, if it is being interacted, the object is being interacted, then we're going to say that it's true. And actually, I think this might actually be a bad place to put it, now that I'm thinking about it. So the interact with it, oh, I already have it. Is player grabbing the interactive cube? I already have it. I already have the Boolean. What do we do here? Overhead toss. That's fine. And then this is resetting it. Okay, so I already have all that. What do I want to do instead? Let's get rid of this. We'll get rid of this guy because we already have it right here. This is player grabbing the interactive cube. We set it right here, which is where we want it to be actually. And we also set it at the end of this guy. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to say we're going to grab the is player grabbing the interactive cube, make it a getter, then do a branch, and then we're going to connect the execution pin of our press to the branch. And then we will say, let's see, is the player grabbing it? We'll say if it's false, then they can grab it. And then the same thing here, oops, cancel. Same thing here, the new branch. So if they released it, actually, no, we can just leave released as is. We just leave released as is. Still think now I'm thinking about it's not going to work the way I want it to. Oh, you know what I could do is I can fire this event. I'll fire this event. That'll release the connection. Yeah. And then I kind of don't even need this. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, so release interactive cube. We'll go back to our sensor. We'll go back to the event graph in our sensor. We, let's see, push pull. What we can do is, let's see, what do I want to do? Let's get the player the player pawn as a reference when the game begins so that we can access this BP first person character in this particular blueprint. So we're going to go event begin play. And then coming out of that begin play, we're going to do get actor of class. And it's the singular get actor of class. And then we're going to do BP underscore first person character. You have to do the actor part before you can do a return value, okay? So BP first person character, come out of the return value and we'll promote that to a variable. Now, obviously, we're going to call that BP first person character. File and save.
Oh wait, where's the begin play on the event? I don't see it.
You can right click anywhere in the event graph and you can type in begin play.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So we know that this did not work. This cast to and the set velocity. We know that it didn't work. So I'm going to do is I'm just going to move that out of the way. So we got the actual push pull. So then what we'll do is if it's true that the player has it and the sphere has hit, then we will fire this release. What is it? This one, release interactive cube, so that they release the cube itself. So release interactive cube. And I did that by dragging out a reference of our first person character from our variables category, dragged out from that guy and typed in the release interactive cube custom event. This custom event that we created is being called right here.
Hang on, I'm lost.
It's fine.
Okay, I was in the middle of doing the event begin. Okay, there we go.
No need to add comments, guys. On game begin, get a reference of the BP first person character and save it as a variable.
Wait, how'd you pull out the BP first character on the variable?
Right here under active class.
Oh, okay.
All right, and then see how that works. So when the game begins, I'm saving it as a variable. And then when I need it right here, I can call it. Okay, so release interactive cube cube. And so what that should do is it should release our cube. So hopefully that works. We'll hit play here. Go back to our cube. And we'll go this way. Hey, it stopped. Right. And of course, if I grab it again, it can go beyond it. So we'll have to figure that out. But at least we know that it'll stop. The other problem is that it's stopping like not in the center where we want it to be. So we have to think about how we want to do that. So let's see, what
could you set another collision in the middle of the sphere so when the boxes hit, it stops? But like when the collision on the sphere hits the collision on the floor piece, it stops.
I like what you're thinking, right? You want to add another collision here to sort of like stop it there.
Well, no, I mean like on the box. Well, I guess it would be around the same thing anyway. But like on the sphere, we're pushing or pulling around. Once the collision box on the sphere
oh,
hits
you want to
add
like a
box or something like that.
Yeah, I got you. So like of course this is going to be bigger than the sphere just to show what 100. There we go. So what you're saying is like, this would be very small. And then once it hits that one, then we give it the
Then it
stop.
stops, kind of.
That's a good idea, actually. That's actually a really good idea. I'm going to save this. We'll come back to that. I want to try my idea first, just because we can. And yeah, I don't know. I don't want to do your idea. That's how I feel about it. No, I'm just kidding. Let's. So what I want to do is I want. What I was thinking is instead of adding the collision that you're suggesting, but we might actually have to do that, to be honest, is make sure we're grabbing the correct line E. So I have line E. So I grabbed the line E from our components, and I'm gonna get world location, and this might not work, but we will see. And then I'm going to this current push-pull interactive, I'm gonna say set world location. No, not actor. Sorry, what is it? Set actor location? Set actor location, there we go. And I'm gonna tie them in like that. So you release it and then it immediately centers itself on the collision. Let's see if that works. No, it doesn't. And I can't even grab it anymore. Oh no, yeah, I can. It's not putting it in the spot, so that doesn't work. Shucks. Let's try this. Let's see. Cast to BP. You don't have to do this yet, guys. Don't do this yet. If it works, then I'll explain how I did it. And we'll try that, and we'll try that, and we'll go this way, and then we'll try it now. No. It does not work. That's unfortunate. Okay. What am I doing wrong? There's a sweep. Whether a sweep destination turn. Oh no, I just want you to. Oh, yeah, I want to sweep. Let me try that actually. I think that's what's wrong. No? Really? I'll try to teleport. I don't think it's teleport. Oh, you know what it is? Overlap all dynamic. It's the collision I added a second ago. Okay, let's try it. Hey, come back here. Come back over here. No, you don't do it, huh? That's a shame. Okay. Does not work. Walk. We should have just went with your idea. Okay, so let's do what you suggested. So we'll go to our push-pull sphere. We'll add a sphere collision. And you can see that it's actually the same size as our regular sphere. And we'll say, we're going to name this a sphere pinpoint location. And I'm going to make it much smaller. So I'm going to do, instead of 1, I'm going to do like 0.1 or something like that. I think that's good. And can generate overlaps? No, actually, you know what? We don't need a collision. I take that back. Get rid of this collision. I take that back. Let's do a scene component. That'll be even better. And then we're going to make that scene component a child of our interactive cube. And then we're going to rename that to sphere endpoint location. That's going to be much better. And so you can see it's in the center. So this is exactly your idea. I still can't pull out a setter for the BP first person character. We're not doing a setter. We're firing this custom event. So, and right here, I have our first person character. And
I meant the variable for
this one right here. So
yeah.
If you can't do that, it's because you most likely did this. So I'm gonna do get actor of class, right? And then you right away went to the return value. So I'm going to promote this to a variable.
Oh,
hold on, it's okay. And you'll notice that when I did that, that our variable type here is actor. this setter is actor. And this guy, our first person character, is set variable type first person character. So you have to first, it's not going to work. You have to first set the actor to whatever you want it to be. And then when you promote it to variable, it will be that variable type.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Push pull, da 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 da. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Cool. Okay, where are we at? So now we definitely have to cast to. So we're going to come out of our current push pull. And by the way, I'm back in the sensor now. Cast to BP underscore interactive cube push pull. We're going to make that one of those guys. And then we should be able to get the, what did I call it? Pinpoint, right? Pinpoint. There it is. Get sphere pinpoint location. And I should be able to, let's add, let's just do another scene component. We'll do one here too. And I want it to be right there. So now what I'm gonna do is do this. I'm gonna grab this guy. I'm gonna get world location. And then I'm going to, let's see. Oh, this isn't gonna work the way I want it to. I make this one of those. Can I grab this guy? No, because it's inherited. And this is not gonna work the way I want it to, because this is a child, right? It's a child of the sphere. If I move the child, that's all that happens. If I move the sphere, both the sphere and the child move, right? This might not work the way I want it to. So what can we do? We can say set world location. And we'll set it there. And for funsies, I am going to add another sphere. And I am going to call, no, zero that guy out. I don't know why I want to do 15. And I'm just going to leave it like that. And so we'll see if it moves like we want it to. Let's see. Whoa, wow. They're going crazy. I don't know what happened. Let's move the sphere out of the way. Now let it play. Hey, it's still going crazy. Why is it going crazy? You're not hitting anything. That can't be good. It's gone forever. Where did my ball go?
Did you add a scene in your list? Because I did that for one of the projects and my box was like, and I realized, oh, that shouldn't happen.
Oh, you know what it is? This sphere has collision. That's what's going on. Block all. So we're gonna make that inner sphere not have collision. That should fix it. There we go. Okay, now I can grab it. And you can see that it puts the sphere in the right spot. So that's kind of cool, actually. So what we're gonna do is let's do some, we're just gonna be hacky. It's fine. We'll just keep being hacky. Let's go to our, let me delete all this and I'll show you what I'm doing. Delete, 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 delete. Okay, we're at pinpoint sphere location. And this is in our interactive push-pull blueprint. We're going to add another component, and it's going to be another sphere. And we are going to make that sphere be 1.0, I think. Be wrong. There's a size here. Oh, about half, 0.5? No, 0.6. I think it's about 0.6 or maybe 0.65, something like that. And then mine is a little bit offset because my sphere pinpoint location is wrong, I think, or maybe the sphere itself is wrong. I'm not sure. It's the sphere. So I just need to zero that value out. We're just putting it on top of it. This will all make sense shortly. And then what I'm going to do is our interactive cube is I'm going to say hidden in game, this one right here. So the idea is that while there is another cube, it's hidden. That's the one the player is grabbing, and it's this hidden one. And then this guy is going to be our visual sphere, right? This is what the player can actually see. And that one will have no collision. So our visual sphere, that's the one I just renamed. Collision cannot generate overlaps. Uncheck that. Can character step on? No. Collision preset, no collision, none. It's just visual for the player. And then also it doesn't simulate any physics, right? Because it's just for visual. Our material, we should change that to whatever you want, right? Whatever color you change yours. I'm gonna change mine to my cool purple.
I'm sorry. You said to hide in game or whatever. I don't remember what it was for the first
Oh
one.
yeah, sorry. So interactive cube. I apologize. I went really fast there.
I just couldn't see it. My screen was blocking it.
So interactive cube. We go down to the rendering category, hidden in game, and we're going to say yes, hide it in the game. And that's for the interactive cube.
Thank you so much.
No problem. So now this will work the way we want it to, right? So they move the cube around. The sphere pinpoint location stops it at that point, and then the visual sphere also stops as well. And then also they no longer hold it. What I'm going to do, and you do not have to do this, but what I'm going to do is I am going to actually make it not hidden in game, so we can see if the ball is continuing the ball that we can grab is continuing. That's my white one. So I got it, and it has stopped, but it is not doing the pinpoint stuff. Oh, I didn't add the pinpoint logic. Okay, so let's go back to that. What do we need to do? Let's do save all, file, save all, because we haven't saved in a while. That's a good idea. We'll go back to our first person character. No, sorry, our sensor. We'll go back to our sensor. And then right here where the current push-pull interactive that we just set, I'm going to come out of that guy. And I'm going to do cast to BP underscore interactive push-pull. And you probably got a bunch of them. Cast to BP underscore interactive push-pull, right? So these are all the different ones we created before. We'll connect that guy to that guy. Make sure you connect your execution to your execution. And now we have that interactive cube, and we can say, what is it? What did I call it? Oh, pinpoint. Get pinpoint location. This guy right here. And then what do I want to do? And then I'll do the wait, what is this one? This is not E, is it? Oh, it is E. Okay, sorry, it is E. So then I'll grab line E collision. So our line E collision. And I'm going to say get world location. Oops. And then I'm going to come out of our sphere pinpoint location. I'm going to say set world location. And the idea here is that, and make sure you connect your execution pins and then connect the yellow to the yellow. So the idea here is I'm saying get this, get this position and set the visual ball to the new position that we got. You don't have to add comments. Just want to show you how it's working. Compile and save. Now let's see if that works. So minimize this, hit play, over to our ball. And remember, I turned on the white ball because I want to see what happens. Okay, so that's cool. So the white ball is not where we want it to be. And this is why the hacky thing doesn't work the way I want it to, because what's going to end up happening is, obviously that too. Let's see, what else can we do? How can we make the ball be where we want the other stuff to be? Oh, I know what we can do. We can say, let's see, maybe we can do set actor location. I don't know if that's going to work. Let's see. That works, and this whole hacky thing I just did won't even matter. Boom, boom. No, it's not working. And we tried that already. Let's do something else. Come on to this guy, we're gonna say collision. Type, something like that. Set collision object type. The interactive cube. And we'll say, no, that's not it. That's not it. Collision. Oh, set collision enable. There we go. No collision. I swear to God, the sweep, I thought the sweep was. Sweep doesn't, so be short of target if blocked by something. Oh, it does start. Stop. Teleport, physics 8. Physics collision is enabled. True, physics, blah, 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 blah. False physics, blah, 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 blah. Okay. No collision. Move to the set location. And then reset the collision back to its normal value, which is, I think it's query only. I could be wrong. Let's check this guy and make sure that this is query only as well. Overlap all dynamic. Okay, that's fine. We'll have this. Hit play. Let's take a look. Oh no. It's incompatible. Oh, okay. All right. Errors all over the place. So this doesn't work. That doesn't work. Can we move this guy? Let's say you move to where I want you to be. And move this one too. All right, let's see if that works. No, that's not gonna work. I already tried it. Wrong key. Oh man. It is almost perfect. Oh, you know what? It is perfect. It is perfect, actually. And let me get rid of this guy. Let's see if that works again. Unbelievable. We've done it. Okay. So let's see. Going back on all the things I've just said, because we're just troubleshooting issues here. What do we need to do? We need to go back to the push-pull guy. We can get rid of this pinpoint thing and this visual sphere. We don't need any of those. We can go back to our interactive cube. We can change it back to our color, and mine's purple. If you have yours turned to hidden on game as true, which I told you guys to do, then uncheck it and make it back to not true, so that it is visible in the game. We want it to be visible in the game. Compile and save. And then in our sensor, we're going to come out of our interactive cube cast, and we're going to look for, interactive cube push pull, and we're going to look for interactive cube, and then we're going to make that the target of our set world location. And then it's just going to work. It's going to work. We wasted like 15 minutes or something trying to figure it out, but that's okay. Boom, look at that. Perfectly aligned. And it disconnects to you, right? So that's what we want. And just so I can visually show you guys, you do not have to do this, but we will unhide the collision block so you can see there's the collision block, drag it across, and it snaps right to where I want it to be.
What?
Mine showing like when I drag apart, it says it shows me that the interactive cube push and pull does not inherit from the primitive component.
Okay, that's a new error. I'm gonna save all my stuff and then let's take a look at yours. Let's stop the stream. All right, so I'm gonna, oh, this is where it's gonna crash. Yeah, I think it's a camera or something. Unbelievable. Okay, you all see my screen now. Okay, great. Okay, cool. Okay, so we're almost at the end here. And actually, I kind of want to end class a little bit early today. So what we're going to do now is we're going to convert this into a function. So, and I'm in the sensor, by the way, and I'm going to grab all of this logic, all these nodes. Sorry, it's not logic. It is logic, but I'm going to grab all those nodes, and I am going to like inside one of the nodes, I'm going to right click and say collapse to function. And what we'll do here is we will name this function. Technically, a function is supposed to only be one thing, but that's okay. We're going to say set sphere on line. And now we have some issues here because it's got double actors. So we need to go into the function and fix that. But I'll give you guys a second to make the function. This can go away. All right, so I'm going to go into the function itself. And we have this purple thing. We got all our code that we just wrote, and we have this. This looks okay, but we have two inputs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to hold on Alt and disconnect these guys. So holding down Alt and left click, Alt plus left mouse will deselect them, right? Then I'm going to select this purple node as our input node. And I am going to remove, so you can see I'm in the details panel under inputs, and I'm going to remove one of them. Doesn't matter which one. And then this is just going to be the actor, or sorry, what we'll do, incoming actor. And now I have a blue pin. I'll connect it to our actor has class. And then I will also connect it to our current push-pull interactive. And I'll make all this code really pretty. And this one. So hopefully you guys can see what I have done. Because eventually I'll give it to you. Oh, and now we have complaints. That's okay. So now I'll go to the event graph and you can see that it's saying, hey, originally had 2 for this function. Now you only have 1. What's going on? I don't know what to do with this red line. You just hold down Alt and left click on that one. And they'll get rid of that node and refresh, or sorry, get rid of that pin and noodle and refresh the node. And now it looks good. So we have a single line coming in, and then here it deals with all the extra stuff, right? So let's just make sure that works. And I'll show it to you guys in just a second. Boom, it does stop. It's perfect. Great. So now what we'll do is, oh, I don't need this anymore, is we will go to line B and we will go to begin overlap and then line F, begin overlap, line B, begin overlap, and line G, begin overlap. And I'm gonna move this out of the way. Goes back over here and this one back over here. Copy, paste, 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 paste. Boom, boom. Actor to actor. Execution. So execution, actor to actor, execution to execution. Actor to actor, execution to execution. Maybe not. There we go. And boom. All right, file and save. And now, oh, we'll have to fix that. That's going to be a problem. I do have a bug. It always wants to go to the echo one. So I'll show you how to fix that. That's easy. Actually, let me show you the code first. So I'll zoom out of the code or zoom back to the code here. Don't worry about making these little nodes, these little like, what are they called? What are they called? Route nodes or something like that. Route, yeah, reroute node. That's what it is. Don't worry about those. Okay, so our problem is this guy right here. We're saying get the position of line E and then set the ball to that. But what we really need is to say, get the current line that we're at and set it there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to remove this get line E, and right here where this get world location, I am going to drag that guy all the way to our input and let go of left mouse. And now I have a new input. So I'll do that again. Coming out of the blue pin of the get world location. Actually, I'll do this. Here's our E line E collision. I don't need that anymore. Coming out of the blue pin all the way to our input and then letting go of left mouse. And now I have a new pin on my input called target. Then I'm going to click on the input node and I'm going to rename target. This is going to be incoming musical line collision box. And if we want to be completely honest, Incoming musical line collision box location, because that's what it is. Actually, no, it isn't. It's the scene component. I take that back. So it is just the box. I take it back. Technically, we could do location 1. There are other ways around this, but we'll do it this way. All right, so I'm going to do a little bit more cleanup. Reroute node this way. And sure. Beautiful. All right, that one and that one. And now we go to back to our event graph, and you can see that I have this new pen for our function. So now we have to say, okay, line E. So I'm going to grab the line E collision box, and I'm going to connect it like that. And then this one is line B. So line B, I'll connect like that. And then line F. And then line Bravo, and line Bravo, and line G. Perfect. Great. Okay, now we'll test this. So I play, and we'll drag this guy. Boom, it stops at the first one, stops to the next one. And I have to grab it each time, but I think that's okay. So we still have a problem. I can drag it past it, so we'll have to fix that too. But otherwise, I think it's okay. Cool. All right, so let's stop the stream here.